Hey, what's up guys? Unboxing Review 42 here, and today I thought I'd do a puzzle collection video. So I see a lot of people with YouTube channels often have videos of just their puzzle collection, so I thought I'd do that. So I'm going to start off with my 3x3s and I'll go from there. So here is, this was my previous main speed cube. This is a Shangsha 3x3, and the only problem with it is it's very loud. And if you're trying to, take it somewhere and be a little bit more quiet with it, it's kind of hard to do that. So, great cube, but it's a little loud. So that's Shangsha 3x3. My next one is my main one now. This is the Diane Zanchi stickerless, and it did not come lubricated, and it's still not lubricated because I haven't got my lube yet. It's in the mail. But it's still, it's a great cube. It's a little more quiet than that is, but it's still a good cube. It's still not a cube that I would take somewhere and try and do it without making a lot of noise. But it is a great cube. I would definitely recommend it. So that's the Diane Zanchi. Next is the YJ 3x3. And this has a real scratchy feel to it, but it's so quiet. But it pops so easy. The tensions are just so loose on this. I can tighten them because the center caps do come off and you can easily tighten it. I just haven't got around to it. So that's the YJ 3x3. Next would be, let's see, what can we go to next? This is the Crystal Cube, and it is a light up cube. So whenever you try and do it, it lights up, and then I have it in the center switch pattern. So that's how I use it. I don't use this cube very often. It's more of a show cube for me. Next would be the Rubik's Promotion Cube, and I picked this up in an antique store. It is missing one sticker, but that's the only problem. It's very stiff. Don't ever play with it. It's just a show cube also. Next is the I said this was an original Magic puzzle, but I soon realized that it says puzzler, so this is not an original Rubik's Cube. It's pretty much just an old piece of crap. It's so stiff, and when I try and turn it, it seems like it's disintegrating, because when I turn it, it's just dust is flying everywhere, and I've already cleaned it like 4 times. So that's that. Next would be my Lego Rubik's Cube that I made using I got the idea from Red KB. I made it. It turns very nice. It was made out of an original Rubik's Cube. The only thing is, if you're playing with it for a while, it tends to hurt your hands, but it's still an awesome thing to make. Next is the original Rubik's Cube. Not original, but it's the 25th anniversary. This is a show cube. I have never taken it out of the box, and I don't plan on it. So next is... what is next? Okay. Next is the Rubik's Icon Cube. This is just pretty much a version of a 3x3, except instead of your normal color scheme, you have different shades of gray, silver, and white. It's very nice. It's real loose for a Rubik's Cube. And so that's the Rubik's Icon. Alright, so next would be the Rubik's Void Cube. And this was a very fun puzzle. I played with this for a lot. When I first started cubing, it's hard to turn. It's like it has a bad lockup problems, and it's really stiff. And again, I don't have lube. I would have lubricated it, but it has not come in the mail yet. But I have ordered some from Cube Depot, so that should be here shortly. Next is the Rubik's Bump Cube, or the mirror block. And this is a fun puzzle to do. It is so cool. This was probably my first shape mod of a Rubik's Cube. It is square, but when you turn it, you see that it is a extreme shapeshifter. So that's fun. Instead of going by colors, you go by shape. And then I have a colored version of it, so this time you can go by colors. So this is the colored mirror blocks, and you can buy these on Amazon.com. Pretty much everything I'm showing you can buy on Amazon, because that's my main site that I shop from. Next would be the Siamese cube that I made. This is pretty a fun puzzle. It's not completely fully functional, because As you see, I can do this move, but I can't do it the opposite way, so it's not completely fully functional, but other than that, everything moves on it. And I do have a tutorial on how to make this if you would like to make one. Next would be the 3x3 column cube, which is a shape modification, but it's solved just like a 3x3, and in my opinion it's a little bit easier because it's just very easy to solve. It's just real easy to solve, and it does a little bit of shape shifting, but that's not hard at all. Next is my gear cube. This is a gear cube, and it's not a Meffert's brand. It's called a TS, and this is a very fun puzzle to do. It's easy to do. It's easy to wrap your head around, and once you get it down, it's just easy. You can almost do it intuitively, and it's a very fun puzzle to get. I really recommend it. Next would be my axis cube. This is a shape modification of a 3x3. So it is axis turning. So you would turn it like this, and this is a pretty extreme shape shifter. How else can we move it? Oh, okay. So as you can see, just by those, it's starting to get pretty crazy, and when it's completely scrambled, it's just so hard to wrap your mind around. But it's a fun puzzle to do. I recommend it. Next is a apple cube. This is also 3x3 shape mod. It's somewhat solved like the mirror cube, but in my opinion it's almost a little bit harder because you're not going into a square, you're trying to get it into an apple, and I don't know, it's a bit of a challenge. So that's a very fun cube to get. So next would be the Rubik's World, and this is a original from 1982. I'm not sure if it was the actual first version, but this is pretty old. I did pick this up at an antique store, and it's really stiff. I've never actually completely scrambled this up, but it's more just a showpiece. But it's still a cool thing to get if you come across it. Next is the 2x2 version of the Rubik's World, and it does come with a stand. And this one I have mixed up and solved. It's way more loose, and this is a cool addition to your puzzle collection. Next is the octahedron, or the UFO cube. Now I've only solved this like one time, and it was actually a pretty good challenge because it does shapeshift, as you can see, and it did take me over an hour to solve it. I did have to look up a tutorial, but this was when I very first started cubing. This was probably one of my first shape mods that I went into. So in a way it solved like a 3x3. You can use a lot of the 3x3 methods with it, but then there's different cases that can happen where you have to learn new stuff. Next is the Master Morphinx, and then this is the pillowed version, and this was also a difficult one to solve. This is also a shapeshifter, as you can see, and I did have to look up crazy bad Cuber's tutorial on this, and it did help me quite a bit. And so yeah, that's the Master Morphinx, and I'm not sure what I just did. Oh, okay, so there we go with that. When I got this was, the box said Super Cube, but someone else called it a rhombic dodecahedron, so I'm not sure which it is. It doesn't actually look like a cube or move like a cube, so I'm leaning towards the rhombic dodecahedron. I actually haven't had a chance to learn how to solve this yet, and I've never mixed it up yet, so I can't really say much about this, but it is a cool showpiece. Next would be the Scubes. This is a QJ Scube, and it is a complete just piece of crap. This one, I do not recommend this at all. This time, or with this cube, I've never completely gotten through a solve without it completely falling apart on me. The center pieces just come out so easily, and it's just not worth your money. If you're gonna get one, you want the Lan. This is never popped, never fell apart on me, and it's a very fun solve, and I like the clicking that sound that it has with it. It might move on ball bearings like this one does, but it's a great cube to have. So that's the Scubes. Next we're going to go into the Pyraminx, which is a very, very fun puzzle to solve. It's very easy, and if you're a beginner and you're looking for something to go into after the Rubik's Cube, I would definitely recommend the Pyraminx. Now we're going to go into the square ones. So this is the super square one, and this is a very difficult puzzle. I've solved it one time, and I probably will never, ever, ever solve it again. It's just, I don't like it. It's a cool, the only thing I like about it is the way it turns in the center, but just not cool. Next would be the two-layer super square one, and again, this is hard. It's just hard. I mean, they're cool to have, not fun to solve. Alright, so we just got a few more puzzles to go, about 12 more. So this is my QJ 4x4 payload. Sorry that these aren't solved. I was doing a video and I mixed them up and I haven't got a chance to solve them, so the 4x4s aren't going to be solved. But this is a QJ 4x4, and if you watch the video that I uploaded, I do recommend this cube. And then next is the QJ 4x4 white square version, and this is also a good cube. I would definitely recommend this one also. Not much to go into there on that one. And then this is the YJ 4x4, complete, utterly piece of crap. Don't buy this at all. I mean, I don't even want to get started with this. It's just, it sucks. It was only $4. Just don't buy it if you come across it. It's not worth it. Next is the Rubik's 4x4. Now this is a showpiece for me. It is so stiff, it's unbelievable, and I've only solved it a couple times, and it took me so long because it's so stiff. So this is the Rubik's 4x4. So this is the QJ 5x5. Great cube. Totally recommend it. Very fun to solve. I love 5x5s. I love odd number cubes. So 3, 5, 7, and 9s. They're good. I'm not going to have a 7x7 in this video because it hasn't came in the mail yet, but that'll be out soon. So this is a QJ 2x2, very good puzzle. I think I did a review on it, and I think my old review on it was actually bad. I gave a bad impression of it, but it's actually a very nice cube. I like it. The ones I don't like are these. These are both the same, one white, one black. These are also QJ 2x2s, but I think these are knockoffs. They're stiff, and they catch so much. It's just, they're so hard to solve because of all the catching, and they have to be aligned perfectly, and I don't like that. So these are QJ 2x2s. This is the megaminx, and sorry this isn't solved either. I was actually solving it and I didn't get to finish about 3 minutes ago. Not 3 minutes ago, but you know, before I start the video. So this is a very fun puzzle. This is maybe one of my favorites to solve. It's pretty easy once you learn it. And yeah, so this is the QJ megaminx. This is the Siamese floppy heart cube, and this is a pretty easy solve, kind of interesting, but also more of a showpiece. They're only $3 on Amazon right now, so I would recommend getting one. They're a cool thing to have. I said this was a gift for Kaylin, my girlfriend, and she opened it and just left it here, so I don't really care. She's not a cuber, so it didn't bother me. This is the Rubik's Twist. It's actually a QJ version, but what it is, it's also called a snake. It's when it's out, it stretches into one long thing, and you have to solve it into a ball, and then that's it. So this is the Rubik's Slide. It's a electronic puzzle, and it's kind of fun, but it's not a twisty puzzle. So it's something maybe to take with you on the go when you don't want to take an actual cube with you, but that's cool. Rubik's Slide. And that actually completes my puzzle collection as of right now. I thought there was one more, but I don't know where it's at. But yeah, so this is my puzzle collection. Thank you guys for watching. And now I have to put all this back on my shelf. So, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.